Welcome back to the deep dive.
Glad to be diving in.
So today, we're heading way back, 40,000 years. We're looking at the Lion Man figurine.
An absolutely incredible find from a cave in Germany, Hohlenstein-Stadel.
Yeah. And we've got the archaeological reports, the analysis, basically the whole story.
Right. And the goal is really to understand what this, staggeringly old piece of art reveals.
Reveals about how early Homo sapiens thought symbolically, way back in the Aurignacian period.
Exactly. And the history of the find itself is, well, quite dramatic.
It really is. Found in 1939, just as World War II was breaking out.
Yeah, and the fragments, hundreds of them, found by Otto Walsing, they were just quickly packed away.
In the Elm Museum. And kind of forgotten for decades because of the war.
A stark reminder, isn't it? Yeah. How easily this stuff can be lost. It was found in the Stadel cave, part of this Hohlenstein complex.
Which is in Germany's Lone River Valley, a real hot spot for Paleolithic finds, art, instruments.
That whole area, the Swabian Jura, is incredibly rich. The dig itself was led by Robert Retzel.
And, interestingly, partly funded by the Unearthed.
Which was, a research institute in Nazi Germany. It's part of the history.
Definitely part of the complex history. So these bits sat there until Joachim Hahn rediscovered them in the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, around then. He started the incredibly difficult job of piecing them together.
And then, much later, 2008 to 2013, Klaus-Joachim Kind's team went back.
And found over 1,000 more fragments. Can you imagine?
It's amazing. So there have been multiple big restoration efforts.
Right, in the late 80s, and then again after Kind's finds, around 2012-13, using modern techniques.
Which finally gave us the figure we see today, about 31 centimeters tall.
It really shows the patience needed in archaeology.
Okay, so context. It's from the Aurignacian layer.
Mm-hmm. Which is crucial. That's the culture associated with early Homo sapiens arriving in Europe.
And the dating. The radiocarbon dates on animal bones found with it.
They put it somewhere between 35,000 and 41,000 years calibrated before present. So incredibly old.
Among the oldest figurative art known, period.
Absolutely. And the place it was found, that inner chamber, it wasn't where people live day to day.
No. What makes you say that?
Well, they found things like bone tools, work antler, but also personal items, pendants, beads, even a decorated deer tooth.
Huh. And a hearth.
And a hearth, yes. It all points towards some kind of special place, maybe ritualistic.
That makes sense. And important to note, while Neanderthals were in the cave complex at other times.
This layer and the Lion Man itself are definitely associated with Homo sapiens.
Okay, the artifacts itself. Mammoth ivory.
Woolly mammoth ivory, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's this hybrid form, a human-like body, but with the head of a cave lion.
Which is just mind-bending for that time period. Are there other details?
Yes, there are 7 clear parallel lines cut into the upper left arm.
Oh, interesting, like decoration or counting something?
We don't know for sure. It's one of the mysteries, and the whole surface is quite polished.
Meaning it was handled a lot, passed around.
It certainly suggests that, yeah, it wasn't just made and left.
And the work involved.
Yeah.
Carving mammoth ivory back then.
Immense. Using tools like flint flakes, burins, maybe sandstone to smooth it. The estimate is around 400 hours.
400 hours. That's weeks of dedicated work.
It tells you this wasn't just a casual doodle. It had immense value, likely required a skilled specialist.
So interpretations, this human lion mix, this the Aryanthrope.
It points directly to abstract thought, doesn't it? Combining concepts. It's not something seen in nature.
Right. So theories range from, what, a shaman? Maybe in a trance or wearing a mask.
That's one idea. Or perhaps a deity, a spirit, maybe a kind of totem representing a group.
And there was debate about its gender, too, wasn't there?
Oh, yes. First male, then some argued female, the lion lady, but the latest restoration, with more fragments from the genital area.
Suggests male again.
It seems to lean that way, but it's still complex to say definitively from fragments.
And this isn't totally unique in the region, right? There are other hybrid figures.
Not identical, but yes. You find other hints of human-animal combinations in the Swabian Jura or Aurignacian, like a small ivory lion-headed figure from Hohe Fels nearby. It suggests a shared symbolic world.
And you have to picture their world Ice Age Europe. Cold, challenging.
Full of megafauna like mammoths, reindeer, and crucially cave lions, powerful, dangerous animals.
Which must have featured heavily in their worldview, their myths, their art.
Undoubtedly. So the Lion Man isn't just art, it's evidence of this huge cognitive leap, creating the non-existent.
Imagination made solid, which is fundamental for storytelling, planning, social rules. Everything.
Exactly. It's a window into their cosmology, maybe their rituals, how they passed on knowledge. The skill involved hints at social complexity, too.
How does it compare to, say, later cave paintings like Lascaux or Chauvet?
Well, it's much earlier than Lascaux, roughly contemporary with the earliest Chauvet art, but it's distinct. It's sculpture, fully three-dimensional and overtly mythical, whereas much cave art is more naturalistic, though Chauvet has lions, too.
And it appears alongside other complex things, like musical instruments found in the same region, same period.
Right, like bone flutes.
Hmm.
It points to a real flourishing of symbolic culture, this creative explosion.
So where is it now? People can see it.
Its main home is the Ulm Museum, but due to renovations, it's actually temporarily at the Kunsthalle Weishaupt, also in Ulm, until September 2025.
Good to know. It remains captivating, doesn't it? All these unanswered questions.
Absolutely. It really challenges any simplistic ideas about cavemen. It
Yeah.
shows deep, complex thought from very early on.
It's a powerful link to our ancestors, showing that capacity for abstract thought, for symbolism that defines us.
It underscores how ancient our need for meaning, for stories, for art really is. The mystery is part of its pull.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About the power of shared beliefs, of imagined realities.
Which leads to a final thought, perhaps. What other shared fictions or imagined concepts, born from that same cognitive leap, have driven human cooperation in history ever since?
A huge question to ponder. Thanks for exploring this incredible object with us.